Addition of integers. We follow two rules while adding integers. These rules are: 1. To add a positive integer means we move to the right of the number line. 2. To add a negative integer means we move to the left of the number line. Let us understand addition of integers using these examples. Example 1. Add -2 and 3. We write this problem like this: -2 plus 3. We use a number line to solve this problem. Mark the first integer on the number line. Since we are adding a positive integer, that is +3, so as per our rule, we start from our first integer, -2, and move 3 steps towards right. We reach at 1. Therefore, -2 plus 3 is equal to 1. Example 2. Add -2 and -3. We write this problem as -2 plus -3. Since we cannot write two signs one after the other like this, we put a bracket here. Using the number line, we first mark the first integer, that is -2. Since we are adding a negative integer, that is -3, so as per our rule, we need to move 3 steps towards left. We reach at -5. Therefore, -2 plus -3 is equal to -5. We can also write this problem as -2 plus -3, which is equal to -2 minus 3, equal to -5. Remember the important points. 1. Plus and minus becomes minus. 2. For adding two negative numbers, we add their values and prefix minus sign to their sum. Example 3. Add 3 and -5. We write this problem as 3 plus -5. Since we are adding a negative integer, that is -5, so as per our rule, we need to move 5 steps towards left. We reach at -2. Therefore, 3 plus -5 is equal to -2. We can also write this problem as 3 plus -5, which is equal to 3 minus 5, equal to -2. Remember the important points. 1. Plus and minus becomes minus. This is our first sign rule. 2. For adding a positive integer and a negative integer, we find the difference in their values and prefix the sign of the integer with greater value to the difference. Example 1. Find the sum of this problem. Before solving this problem, let us do a small recap of all the important points that we have studied till now. We know that 1. Plus and minus becomes minus. 2. For adding two negative numbers, we add their values and prefix minus sign to their sum. 3. For adding a positive integer and a negative integer, we find the difference in their values and prefix the sign of the integer with greater value to the difference. Let us solve this problem stepwise. Step 1. Look for double signs. If there are any double signs, then remove that first. This becomes -2, -3, +4, -4, -2. Step 2. Look for opposite numbers. If there are any opposite numbers, then cancel that out. We see that -4 and +4 cancels each other as they are opposite to each other. Step 3. Start solving the problem from left. Consider first two integers, find their sum and add the third integer to it. Here, -5 minus 2 is equal to -7. Remember, for adding two negative numbers, we add their values and prefix minus sign to their sum. Example 2. Find the sum of 56, -72, -86 and 29. Write the problem as 56 plus -72 plus -86 plus 29. Step 1. Remove the double signs. 56 minus 72 minus 86 plus 29. Step 2. Look for opposite numbers. As this problem doesn't have any opposite numbers, we will go ahead to step 3. That is, start solving the problem from left side. So, 56 minus 72 gives minus 16. Bring down the rest of the integers. Now, minus 16 minus 86 gives minus 102. Again, bring down the last integer. Minus 102 plus 29 gives minus 73. Subtraction of integers. We have studied in our previous class that addition and subtraction are inverse operations. If 5 plus 3 equals to 8, then 8 minus 3 equals 5. We will apply the same understanding in learning how the integers are subtracted. We have studied that 1. To add positive integer, we move right on a number line. 2. To add negative integer, we move left. Now, since addition and subtraction are opposites, our rule becomes 1. To subtract positive integer, we move left on a number line. 2. To subtract negative integer, we move right. Let us understand this by taking examples. Example 1. Subtract 3 from 2. We write this problem as 2 minus 3. We use a number line to solve this problem. Mark the first integer on the number line. Since we are subtracting a positive integer, that is 3, so as per our rule, we start from our first integer 2 and move 3 steps towards left. We reach at minus 1. Therefore, 2 minus 3 is equal to minus 1. Another method of solving the same problem would be by using the rule. For subtracting two positive integers, we find the difference in their values and prefix the sign of the integer with greater value to the difference. Therefore, 2 minus 3 is equal to minus 1. Example 2. Subtract 1 from minus 3. Write the problem as minus 3 minus 1. We use a number line to solve this problem. Mark the first integer on the number line. Since we are subtracting a positive integer, that is 1, so as per our rule, we start from our first integer, minus 3, and move 1 step towards left. We reach at minus 4. Therefore, minus 3 minus 1 is equal to minus 4. Another method of solving the same problem would be by using the rule. For subtracting one positive integer and one negative integer, we find the sum of their values and prefix the sign of the integer with minus. Therefore, minus 3 minus 1 is equal to minus 4. Example 3. Subtract minus 3 from 2. Here, write the problem as 2 minus minus 3, which can be written as 2 plus 3. Using the number line to solve this problem, we mark the first integer on the number line. Since we are subtracting a negative integer, that is minus 3, so as per our rule, we start from our first integer, 2, and move 3 steps towards right. We reach at 5. Therefore, 2 minus minus 3 is equal to 2 plus 3, which is equal to 5. We see here that minus and minus makes plus. This is our second sign rule. Example 4. Subtract minus 2 from minus 1. We write this problem as minus 1 minus minus 2. Using the above rule, we get minus 1 plus 2, which is equal to 1. Remember the sign rules for addition and subtraction. To add two positive integers, we add them like natural numbers. To add two negative integers, we add their absolute values and put a negative sign to the integer obtained. To add a positive and a negative integer, we find the difference of their absolute values and put the sign of the larger integer. Commutative property. Rima has 5 red roses and her friend Naina has 12 yellow roses. they decided to put these roses in a flower vase. Rima put her flowers first and then Nana put her flowers. So there are in total 5 plus 12 equal to 17 roses in the flower vase. If suppose Nana would have put her flowers first in the vase, then also the total number of roses in the flower vase is 12 plus 5 equal to 17. So we see that even after interchanging the position of the addends, we get the same sum. This property is named as commutative property. Let us understand if commutative property holds true for integers. For example, a minus 7 plus 3 is equal to minus 4. After interchanging the addends, we get the same sum. 3 plus minus 7 is equal to 3 minus 7 is equal to minus 4. B minus 10 plus minus 34 is equal to minus 10 minus 34 is equal to minus 44. After interchanging the addends, we get the same sum. Minus 34 plus minus 10 is equal to minus 34 minus 10 is equal to minus 44. Thus, we see that for every pair of integers, the sum does not change if they are added in different orders. If we generalize this, we get property 1, which says if a and b are any two integers, then a plus b is equal to b plus a. We can also say commutative property holds true for integers under addition. The next two properties of integers that is related to addition are additive property and inverse property. We know that when we add 0 to any integer or any integer to 0, we always get the same integer as a sum. This is called additive property. For example, minus 4 plus 0 is equal to minus 4. 0 plus minus 8 is equal to 0 minus 8 is equal to minus 8. Here, 0 is called the additive identity, which means on adding 0 to any integer, the integer does not change its identity and remains the same as sum. In general, we get property 2, which says if a is an integer, then a plus 0 is equal to 0 plus a is equal to a. Let us understand what is additive inverse. In an integer number line, we see that every negative integer has its positive value on the right of 0. Similarly, every positive integer has its negative value on the left of 0. For example, since 4 and minus 4 are at equal distances from 0, so 4 is the opposite of minus 4. Same way, 3 and minus 3 are opposites. 9 and minus 9 are opposites. Now, let us see what happens when we add such opposites. Adding opposites 7 and minus 7. In this integer number line, the arrow is at 7. To add minus 7, we have to move 7 steps towards left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. We reach at 0. Thus, plus 7 minus 7 is equal to 0. Let us see another example. Adding opposites minus 3 and 3. The arrow is at minus 3. To add plus 3, we move 3 steps towards right. 1, 2 and 3. We reach at 0. Thus, minus 3 plus 3 is equal to 0. So, we found that when we add two opposites, we always reach at 0. Thus, the additive opposite or additive inverse of 5 is minus 5. Additive inverse of minus 1 is 1, and so on. If we generalize this, we get property 3, which says the sum of any integer and its opposites is 0. That is, a, plus minus a is equal to 0 minus a plus a for every integer a. Here, minus a is called the additive inverse of a. Subtraction of integers is not commutative. For example, 7 minus 8, which is minus 1, is not equal to 8 minus 7, which is 1. Also, for every integer 1, a minus 0 is equal to a, but 0 minus a is not equal to a. This means identity property does not hold true for integers under subtraction. Multiplication of integers. In this section, we will discuss how a positive integer is multiplied with a negative integer and vice versa. Let us take an example, minus 3 multiplied by 2. This statement simply means minus 3 is added 2 times. So, we can say that minus 3 into 2 is same as minus 3 plus minus 3. Let us see how this problem is represented in the number line. We start from 0 and add minus 3 one time and 2 times. We reach at minus 6. So, we can say that when minus 3 is added 2 times, we reach at minus 6. This means when we multiply minus 3 2 times, we get minus 6. Another interesting fact about multiplication is that minus 3 into 2 is equal to minus 6, is same as 2 into minus 3. Now, 2 into minus 3 means minus 3 is added 2 times. We can see this representation on the number line. We start at 0 and add minus 3 once, and then once again. We reach at minus 6. Thus, we can say that 2 into minus 3 is equal to minus 6. Also, minus 3 into 2 is also equal to minus 6. So, when we generalize this fact, this means if we have two integers a and b, then a into minus b is equal to minus b into a. Remember, when we are multiplying two integers with opposite sign, we always get a negative integer as product. For example, 9 into minus 3 equals to minus 27, and minus 9 into 3 also equals to minus 27. Now, let us see how to multiply a negative integer with a negative integer. Let us consider an example. Minus 2 into minus 5. We have seen previously that minus 2 into 5 means minus 2 added 5 times. But now we have a negative sign here, which means we will add minus 2 5 times, but in the opposite direction. Let us see how we can represent this on a number line. Had we been given the problem like this, minus 2 into 5 means minus 2 added 5 times to reach at minus 10. But since we have minus 5 here, we start at 0 and jump 5 times towards the right direction in this way. So we reach at 10. Thus, negative integer multiplied by negative integer gives a positive integer. Remember, when we are multiplying two integers with negative sign, we always get a positive integer as product. For example, minus 9 into minus 3 equals to 27. While multiplying integers, we remember few rules. These are: a positive number multiplied by a positive number always gives a positive number. A positive number multiplied by a negative number always gives a negative number. Similarly, a negative number multiplied by a positive number always gives a negative number. And lastly, a negative number multiplied by a negative number gives a positive number. All these rules apply for division of integers too. Properties of multiplication of integers. Property 1. Let us multiply two integers in different order and see if their products are same. For example, 3 into minus 7 is equal to minus 21 and minus 7 into 3 is equal to minus 21. We see that product of two integers remains the same whatever be the order of multiplication. Thus, if a and b are any two integers, then a into b is equal to b into a. This is called the commutative property of multiplication. Property 2. Let us multiply three integers in different groups and check if their result is same or not. For example, minus 3 into minus 6 into 4 equal to minus 3 into minus 24 equal to 72. Also, minus 3 into minus 6 into 4 equal to 18 into 4 equal to 72. Thus, these two expressions are same. So, when three integers are given, it is not necessary to multiply them in the order in which they are given. These integers can be grouped as per convenience and can be multiplied. Thus, if a, b, and c are any three integers, then a into b into c is equal to a into b into c. This is called associative property of multiplication of integers. We know that multiplication and division are inverse operations. The rules for multiplication of integers are same for rules of division of integers. Let us understand with the help of following example. 10 divided by 5 is 2. But when we divide 10 by minus 5, we get minus 2. Likewise, if we divide minus 10 by 5, we get minus 2. And minus 10 divided by minus 5 gives 2, which is positive.